Well, it's the middle of June, and a lot of the bluegills that have spawned already are already moved out into the deeper water above brush piles. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go after them with slip bobbers. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to set up a slip bobber. What I'm just using is a medium stop, typical stop, and I'm taking my line now, and I'm going to take it and I'm just going to run it right through that tube is all I'm going to do. Just take the line, run it through the tube like that. I'm going to pull that line right off there. I'm going to take the tube and I'm going to discard the tube. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using a 1/16 ounce jig. Okay, so all I'll do is I'll just take this jig and I'll go ahead and tie this on right away. What you want to do is you can use a 32nd ounce if you want, depending on what the water conditions are. If it's a little rougher, you can go with an 1/8 ounce, and then I use typically a large rocket bobber. But normally, when I'm using the 16th or a 32nd ounce, I'll just use a junior size, which would be a panfish size, or the ultralight size. So now once I've got this tied on, what I'll do is I'll just clip this line off here. Okay. Now I'm going to set my bobber stop up. I know that brush pile's down about 9 feet, so I'm going to set this up probably about 6 feet or so, right around that. 6 or 7 feet to go right above it. All I'm going to be doing is taking these two strings right there on that line. I'm just going to pull tight is all I'm going to do. I'll wet it down a little bit and pull it again. Okay? Now that should be able to slide up and down. So I'm going to check it. Oh yeah, I can slide it up and down. But you still want it relatively tight so you can adjust it to different depths. So now if I wanted to fish like 20 feet of water, I could just move this to 20 feet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clip the ends off just like that and just like that. Okay, so I just got this stopped. Now we'll just pick these up. Right. Now with the bobber, I've already got my stop set up at about 6 feet there. Now with the bobber, there's two settings on here. A lock on, right there, there's two holes you'll notice. The lock on, or I just take it, depress it, turn it 180 degrees, and now that's a slip bobber right there. That's the slip bobber setting, so I'll just put it in there and see it's going to slide. Now when I cast out there, what's going to happen is this jig is going to drop down and that bobber is going to be like that until it gets to the stop. Once it gets to the stop, you're going to see it turn vertical. And then I'm ready to go, and as soon as that fish starts to take it down, I can set the hook. Okay, what I'm going to be using today is just leeches. I'll start out with leeches. I've got some crawlers and things like that. But how I'm hooking the leech now is I'll just take this leech here. Alright. And I'm just going to take them and hook it right underneath that sucker. So I'm going to let him lock onto my finger there. Just underneath there. Just so he hangs like that. Okay? And now we're going to go out and we're going to see if we can catch a fish. I'm using a pretty good sized leech. We're going to go right there. So I'll just give him a second. There's one. There he is. Oh yeah, here we go. Nice little gill. Oh yeah. Ooh. Boy, that's a pretty gill. That's certainly a pretty gill. Look how he inhaled that thing right there. He just grabbed that leech is what he did. And there's one for the bucket. Let's see if we can get a few more. There he is. Ooh, he grabbed it. There's a nice fish. That's a nice gill. Boy, he grabbed that, ooh yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry, what the heck? Little smallmouth bass. So you catch just about everything. I'm using slip rigs. Woohoo, he threw the hook. There he is. Boy, he really took it down. Got him. Feels like a little gill. Oh, yeah. Little bluegill. Feels like another one for the bucket. Oh, it's another rock bass. Well, I'll tell you what. You know, the thing about it is that You know, this time of the year when that shallow water gets real warm, a lot of these fish move out to these brush piles, these deeper brush piles and cribs, and you'll get multi-species. And this is the second rock bass we caught, and I'm sure there's probably some big smallmouths around here right now, along with the bluegills, and I imagine a couple of crappies. Here we go, here's another one. Oh, there's a nice fish. What the heck? This is a big fish. I think this is a bluegill. I don't think this is a bluegill. I don't think it's probably a bass. And that's the thing about these cribs is this time of year when the shallows get real warm like this, these fish move out to these cribs like this. You get multi-species. You get all kinds of bass, smallmouth, largemouth, you get rock bass, you get bluegills, everybody hangs. Holy cow, this is a largemouth. So I'm guessing there's probably smallmouth hanging here too. I might have to get the net on this guy. Come on, buddy. Well, here we go. Here's a largemouth on this crib, and I'm guessing there's probably, that's the thing about this time of the year. When that shallow water gets real warm like this, these fish migrate out to these cribs, these deeper cribs, where the water's a little cooler. And this time of the year, mid-June like this, you'll get bluegills, crappies. We've caught some rock bass now. Here's a nice little largemouth that's sitting there too. So imagine, and who knows what's next? Maybe we'll end up catching a smallmouth. Here he is. Boy, he grabbed that. Here's a nice fish. Oh yeah. Woohoo! I think we got ourselves a bass. That's the thing about fishing these brush piles. You know, this time of year, these fish come out of that shallow water and they start, because it's so warm, and they start getting into this deeper water, they suspend, but these brush piles and cribs, they hold a lot of different types of fish. A lot of fish species. I'm sure there's probably muskies hanging off here somewhere. Oh yeah, look at this bass. Here he comes. Oh yeah. Hang on there, buddy. Now let's see if we can get him up. I don't want to break off on him, but get my jig back. Come on, buddy. It's not the biggest bass in the world, but I'll tell you, with this light line, they're a lot of fun. Well, there you go. That's not bad. Nice little smallmouth. You know, that's the thing about slip bobbers. You're not limited to fishing any depth. If you want to fish for walleyes over a deep rock bar, you know, set up. You can set up at 10 feet, 12 feet, 20 feet. It doesn't matter. But, ooh, did he get it? And this, you know, this particular brush pile is set up in about 12 feet of water, and we're fishing about 6 to 7 feet right above that. And I'll tell you, it really holds a lot of fish. You know, this time of the year, that shallow water gets real warm, and these fish start to migrate out into a little cooler water. But anyway, so go ahead and try it. Try the slip bobbers, see what you can do.